every ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
Lions win 7-7 is the record. We've won 6 of the last 7 games, and this is going to be a fun post-game show because the way we won it was ridiculous. And I am here with my guy, Mark Oram from Orams Forum. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, Mike? I almost needed that defibrillator on this one, man. This was a tough one, bro, but my God, we pulled it out. Awesome victory for our Detroit Lions, baby. Let's go.
Cardiac cath game. Cath game, 4th and 18, and they still missed the field goal for the Jets, but the Lions win. Lions win. Huge shout out to Jamie Ward, Rodney Smiley, Mike Taft, Chrome, Paul Ginder in the building. Herm will get on in a little bit. And I'm sure I asked anyone else who wanted to get on for the LNU staff, so we'll see if they want to jump in there. We just got to jump right into it. 4th and inches. Mark Oram. 4th and inches, play action, Brock Wright for a touchdown. Ben Johnson's going to be head coach next year. You
know what, man? If he isn't, there's going to be all kinds of different calls for him, man. There's going to be teams looking for his services 100%. He had everybody fooled. Brock Wright was completely wide open. It was a beautiful play call. He went 51 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable, untouched all the way. He might have got a hand on him, maybe somewhere on the 5-yard line. But that was absolutely incredible play call. He keeps pulling him out of the air, man. Every week it seems like with Ben Johnson, because this offense wasn't really clicking the whole game. You know, I thought the aerial attack was a little bit weak. We were running the ball, I thought decently. Swift was, anyways, but. Beautiful play call. We got the victory on the road in New York. You can't complain whatsoever. Like we said, though, man, like you just said, we were talking about it earlier, man. Ben Johnson's going to get his phone ringing off the hook. And if he doesn't get hired, he will be gone very soon. But, man, awesome game. Awesome game for the Lions, not offense at the end.
I said at that drive, if Jared Goff gets a touchdown, this will determine, this is the type of plays that determines you as a quarterback. It's not necessarily all stats. It's when it counts. When the big play counts. And he converts to Brock Wright. You had enough faith in him when Brock Wright dropped a pass earlier for a touchdown. I got to say, that was ice in veins. Ice in veins. And I'm giving a massive shout-out to Jared Goff and a massive shout-out to Brock Wright. Put it in the comment section, folks. Put 16. He deserves credit. I don't care about his stats. Wasn't the greatest stat from a statistical standpoint of his game all year, but this is the best game he had all year. When it counts, on the road, 4th and inches, and you got to get a touchdown. You got that last drive, you have to do it. Doesn't matter what happened before. It doesn't matter about know that you got to do it right here, and he does it. 16 in the comments section. He deserves it. Hats off to Jared Goff right there. Hats off to him. What do you think about that play? What do you think about his performance in the game?
Yeah, like you said, Mike, it's not about numbers, and it's not about numbers for me either, man. When the moments count, in those big moments like that, and then you can go down and it's a credit to Ben Johnson. It's a credit to everybody in that room. It's a credit to Jared Goff, man. Ice in his veins, makes the play call. He trusts his undrafted free agent, Brock Wright. Nobody was even trying to cover him. You have to give everybody on that offense credit and Jared Goff. So I'm not necessarily going to rip on his numbers because we won the football game. Like I said earlier, the offense wasn't clicking, but in the key moments, key time, we made a couple stops with that defense, and then Jared Goff comes up big, throws a little out pattern to Brock Wright, and he takes it the distance all the way, man. That's what counts in the long run. And it's a really good team win. Those are the type
Team
of
win,
wins,
yep.
Mike,
That's team win.
that literally
Detroit
will
team's great.
lift the team through the roof, right? Like
Yep.
those are humongous wins, man. You could see those guys on the sidelines; their eyes were bright and wide open. They were hugging each other, they were high-fiving. I can only imagine what the celebration was in that locker room. I can't wait to see it. So those kind of wins like that take you to the stars, man. Let's go.
Definition of a team is what we saw today. Not everything was perfect. We've had penalties. The defense wasn't all on cylinders. The offense was struggling a little bit against a great defense. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
What happened?
Sure.
Balls on the line. Balls past the line. Let's see. Chrissy. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. So Herm will be on in 30 minutes. He'll be on in 30 minutes. Just got to confirm. I don't care about stats. I don't care about it was a 5-yard pass. You know, I always say this. It's not generally all about the stats. It's about the big plays. And what was coming into this game is you can't win on the road in the cold. What did you do? You went on the road in a cold, and it was not perfect. Special teams touchdown. Offense, it wasn't getting touchdowns. We had holding call that took back 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff didn't throw the perfect pass to Jameson Williams for a touchdown. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. At the end of the day, you got the W. And that's all that matters, folks. I've been preaching this for years on my channel. Wins is the only thing that matters. Wins is the only thing. We're 7-7, and guess what? We're 40% now to make the playoffs. 40%. I feel like we're in the driver's seat. Carolina Panthers next week. They lost. We should be favored in that game. Home against the Bears. We should be favored in that game. Great. This is an epic win. Great win. Win. The flags was bad. The offensive holding, I don't know what was going on there. Evan Brown, Frank Ragnow, 2 times offensive holding. Got to knock that stuff off. What do you think about the penalties? Do you think it was more of the referees, or do you think it was legitimate holding? I thought there was some tic-tac penalties.
Yeah, I definitely thought there was some ticky-tack calls there. I thought the first Evan Brown holding was a penalty when he grabbed I forget who he grabbed, C.J. Mosley. I don't remember who he grabbed, but I thought the second one on the touchdown I thought was weak. It didn't seem like he had his hands wrapped around him or anything like that. I thought a couple, I thought the refs, man, were reaching for those flags a little bit quick. I don't want to be the guy that complains about penalties or anything like that, but I thought there was a couple ticky-tack calls. It took away a couple touchdowns. We could have won a lot. We could have won that game by double-digit points, I thought, if it wasn't for some of those calls. So, that's going to happen. You get that home crowd. The referees tend to reach for that flag a little bit quicker, it seems like. But we ended up winning the game. But we do need to clean some stuff up for sure, because some of those calls were legit. But a few were ticky-tack, though.
What I love is the fact, like you said this, we're not perfect. We had issues. We got things to clean up, but we still win on the road. That's what good teams do. They figure a way to freaking win. Even if things are going south, even if everything is not perfect. Hell, look at the Vikings last night. They were down 33-0, win the game, 39-36. So, I mean, that's what happens. You find ways to win, even if it's not perfect. Even if things are going bad, you fight, and you fight. Same old Lions team would not have won this game today. They would not have won it. As soon as they scored the touchdown, it would have been a 3-and-out, game over. But no, 4th and inches, balls on the line, and they get it done. This is a testament to Dan Campbell. Testament to what he's preaching in his coaching staff. His coaching staff has won over the players. When you do what they're doing right now, deserves all the credit in the world. I'm so happy for Dan Campbell. I am so happy for this team. I'm happy for the fan base. Every one of you Lions fans deserve this. You old Lions fans, 70-year-olds, you deserve this. You deserve this win. And if we were to make the playoffs as the last seed, you know who we play, Mark? Minnesota Vikings. And I like that. I would take that over the 49ers, by the way.
Yeah,
I would say
Absolutely,
that
100.
140. They're scared.
Yeah,
They
those
scared the
40,
hell out of me.
yeah, they scare the hell out of me, man. Especially that defense, man. They got Mr. Irrelevant playing quarterback, and he's even playing well. So they got that Kyle Shanahan offense clicking with Brock Purdy. It's unbelievable. So, we still got to take this one game at a time, man. But it's looking better and better. You said 40% chance playoffs
Yep.
now, and that keeps rising, man. I remember we were talking about this 3-4 weeks ago. It was like 11%. It was 11% chance of making the
It was
playoffs,
at a
man.
2%.
Yeah, so this is unbelievable, man. This football that's going on right now with this team, their resilience is incredible. Their resilience is incredible because during that last play when they scored that 51-yard touchdown, I was literally texting in a Lions group that I was like so mad at this offense. I wasn't putting any one individual to blame. I was just saying this offense, man, they had so many opportunities. What the heck's going on here? Then boom, some guy texts me and goes, "Are you happy now?" And I'm like, "What?" And I was like, I can't even believe it, man. I just couldn't believe it. The resilience is incredible. They just won't go away, these Detroit Lions, man. And I'm telling you, nobody wants to play us right now, man. Nobody wants to play us. And this is the type of win, man, that this is unity right here, man. Chemistry. This is a big win for the Detroit Lions, Mike.
It's a huge win. And like you said, the chemistry, unity, it's for their belief. All this comes into there that we can win. We can win. That's it. I've been a fan for 45-plus years, and this feels great. Detroit D, 100%. 100%. And I was doing the live stream, and a lot of people were, when they scored the Jets scored that touchdown, this SOL. And I wasn't mad at them. I wasn't buying it. I wasn't upset in this game. Really wasn't. Some of the field going for it, the field goal, I was upset about. That was the one thing I didn't like. But I understand it. You got to prove it, and they're slowly proving it. You make the play. You do what I did. I had them 7-8 wins, Mark. They're at 7 right now. And we have 3 games to go, and they're going to be favored in all 3. They will be favored in all 3 because they are. I already seen the favorability. If they make the playoffs and they go to Minnesota, the Lions have a chance to beat the Minnesota Vikings. They really do.
They have a really good chance. A really, really good chance to beat the Vikings, But we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, man, a little bit. I know, like, it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's fun to do, man, and it's never been done, eh? By the way, Mike, a team starting off 1-6, never been done going to the playoffs in the history of the NFL. There's been a bunch of 1-5s that have actually gone on to win gone to the playoffs. I think even maybe one might have even won a Super Bowl. I want to say the Giants, but don't quote me on that. That was years ago, but it's never been done, man, and it's starting to look like we are in the driver's seat. It's incredible what's going on right now. Like you said, Mike, all the fans deserve this, man. All the older guys, the younger guys. The younger guys never really been through it a lot. Like I'm talking about those teenagers and those 20-something-year-olds. They haven't been through the pain. Myself, man, I'm almost 50. I've been through so much turmoil with this team. It feels great to be a Lions fan. I'm walking into work for my last week of work before Christmas, and I'm walking in with my jersey. I got a big coat, big Lions coat. I'm going to be head to toe in Lions gear, man. And I can't wait to start pointing at people and just giving out woos all day, man. When I see them, man, it's going to be exciting.
What a just amazing. The biggest winner of all this is all you guys for sure. This is just this is a great season. This is the season we've been waiting for. It's been so long, Mark. This team's been good. We get Matt Patricia, and he just dumpster fires this team. Just rips it to shreds. Come in now, and we got a guy who's getting it done with Dan Campbell. And they're ahead of schedule what I had them in. They're ahead of schedule. They're ahead of schedule right now, and I'm so happy for this team. They started out rough. It doesn't matter how you start off. It all depends on how you finish, Mark. It all depends how you finish. Right now, they're finishing strong. They are freaking strong right now. And like you said, no team wants to face them right there. Let's talk about that. A lot of people were upset that they went for it on the first drive to try to punch it in. I wasn't upset about it. I said, you know what? I'm not upset about this because if they don't make it, you're going to pin them back. I said, go for it right here. If it's 4th and 3 or a 4th and 2, I was like, okay, kick a field goal. But it was 4th and inches. What were your feelings about that possession there?
I'm in the same boat as you. I was not mad whatsoever because I was not mad. It was early in the football game. It wasn't at a crucial time, I didn't think. And then you're making Zach Wilson, who's just, who hasn't been good this year. You're going to make that kid drive all the way down. And, 4th and inches, we usually get that. Like, we usually get that ball, man. That's a really good defense that we're looking at in New York right there, man. And, they stuffed it. They got a little bit excited. They got a little bit of momentum on that, I felt. Zach Wilson, I think, played well. He made a couple bad throws, obviously. He did what he was, but I don't think he redeemed himself. But I'm not upset with that call whatsoever, man. I thought that was the right play call at the time. Because you do that play 20 times, and we're getting it 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10. Not 20, sorry. 9 times out of 10. I meant 9 times out of 10. Sorry. I don't know why I said that. I had a little bit of word diarrhea there. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, man. I was
you
just,
know what
I
I'm
was just
saying,
messing
man.
with you, dog.
9 out of 10, we get that every single time. So it's like, I'm not too upset about it. And then you got to make Zach Wilson, who has been struggling, go all the way down the field. So, and, look at the score, 20-17. We knew this was going to be a low-scoring football game. I predicted in my preview video, 23-17. For Detroit. So I just missed it. I just missed the call, man. We all knew it was going to be high.
Detroit.
Exactly.
Game.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, we knew that. I even said, man, when I did a show this morning, man, over at a buddy's a podcast or a video for Facebook, and I said, first team to 20 is going to win this football game. And lo and behold, look, man, we got the 20 points. Lions victory, baby. Let's go.
I got to ask folks in the comment section, how is there 117 to building with 31 likes? We just won a big game, 7-7. Smash that like button, folks. Show some love to this team after a whopping win, a major win. This was the hardest game left on the schedule, in my opinion. This was the hardest game on the schedule. This was difficult. You're going into a team who's trying to make the playoffs. The Jets were in the same position we are. They were fighting hard. Top 5 defense. Lions go in and win. Lions go and win. Let's talk about that field goal try. It was that 54-yarder. I was not happy about that. I don't go for the field goal. I was thinking, don't do it. You either go for it if it's a 4th and 5, or you punt it because you're going to give them great field position. I did not like that. What did you think about that play?
Mike, I was the same way, man. I was like, they should have punted. They should have punted. We had the lead on them. We were up by 3. I thought our defense was playing good football at the time. We were making some stops. I think we're coming close to a couple turnovers. We had the one earlier with Jacobs. Yeah, man, the 54-yarder. Badgley's never really hit. I don't think Badgley's ever hit a 54-yarder. I believe they said, I think Charles Davis was doing the game, and he said something like he was either a 52 or 53 was his longest ever. So I was like, man, punt him. I was like, punt the ball, punt him deep, or get him to the 20 at least. Don't give him that short field, even though I don't really think Zach Wilson's a great quarterback. Why give him that opportunity? And so I was upset with that kick. So that's, it's going to happen every now and then. Badgley does have a leg, so I'm not going to say that it was a completely horrific call, but I think punting would have been the better option there, but we came on top.
Jack Johnson says, want a like, Mike? Let's hear you say Goff is the guy. Well, you must not have heard my video. You must not have heard the intro. Because Jared Goff, I talk about this. Stats, one thing. Winning a game in the clutch is another. His stats were the greatest. Don't care. This guy got it done on a 4th and inches, play action to Brock Wright, won a game on the road. He's the guy. He's the guy. And the Lions, any mock draft that has the Lions taking a quarterback at, 5 or wherever we're sitting at now, 4, not happening. Okay, not happening. Could they take quarterback like a Brock Purdy situation? Absolutely. A backup guy to back Jared Goff up because you never know there's injuries. We've seen it before, but I have absolutely zero problem saying that because you want to know what? We winning, baby. We winning. And that's the only thing that matters. The W's, not L's. And we win it. So I'm happy as can be. I'm jubilant. Let's go, baby. So I didn't like that play either. I'm with you. I felt like if you go for it and you miss it, at least it's not giving them what is like 13 more yards because that's what it had been for a field goal.
Yeah.
And Badgley's longest was 53. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, he's pretty accurate, but he's got a leg. He's not Prater, right? He's not the big guy. So you got to understand who is what your strengths are. So that's one thing. What do you think about the weird timeouts in the second half? Dan Campbell takes a timeout. Then Jared Goff took a timeout. I was like, what in the – I didn't like that. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, but we got to get better in the timeout things. There, what did you think about the timeouts? It was Jared Goff took a timeout on that last. Unless the only ways that I don't say, okay, it's not a big deal, which you don't know, is if Dan Campbell took Jared Goff, this is our last drive. Because my thinking was if you don't get it, at least you got 2 timeouts, 2-minute warning to stop them and for them to pump back. If they said, look, this is our last drive, I'm fine with that. I don't know that, but what do you think about those weird timeouts at the end of the game?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what was going on there. I think there might have been some miscommunication between Goff and maybe Ben Johnson. Like you said, maybe someone was trying to get in his ear, telling him, like, this is going to be the last drive. I think maybe Goff was like, what's going on? I think maybe he was getting crossfire with Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson. I'm not really too sure what was going on there. So, yeah, man, they still need to work a little bit on that clock management. Yep. I think they're getting better, but it needs to improve for sure. But I think in that situation, I just think it was miscommunication. I don't think Goff knew what really was the plan. So I think that's why he burned that time out.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. I thought it was quirky. Yeah. I definitely did. I thought some of the run plays were not good. They kept going on the outside. It's 3 quarters, and they just couldn't do it. And I'm like, man, just stick to the inside. The inside was giving you at least 5 yards. 4 or 5 yards a carry. Other than that, I wasn't, like, I know you were a little annoyed with the play calling. I wasn't. I thought you got to be conservative in this game. You got to distribute the football to the unknowns, to the Cleve Raymonds, the Brock Wrights. I'm glad I said his name in my pregame video. He ends up winning the game. But that's what you do when you're a good offense. You're going to have, when you're going against a good defense, you got to be able to distribute the football to everybody. Not just one player, but to your whole offense. Your Brock Wrights. To, your Zylstras, your James Mitchell who got 2 catches. That's what you got to do in a game like this, and that's what they did. That's what I wanted to see. Paul Ginder with a $5 super chat says, go Lions. I got to remove this because my thing just went in there. $5 super chat. Sorry, guys. Give me a minute to keep this stuff going here. What do you guys think about Hutch in Houston? Oh, James
awesome.
Houston.
What can you say? What can you say? Yeah,
this
another
guy's
sack
amazing.
Another sack for Houston. I know it was the cleanest sack ever that he's never gonna complain about that, man. But he got another one. He caused a little bit of pressure as well too. Houston just playing good football, man. Credit to Brad Holmes finding a gem in a pass rush that was very much needed. So and then Hutchinson, he didn't get any sacks today, man. But I thought he played the run well today. He made a couple stops. He had a nice tackle for loss, caused a little bit of pressure. It looked like there was a couple guys on him. So, hey, man, nothing to complain about. These two guys lead the NFL in rookies for most sacks. So there's nothing to complain about right here, man. And especially from a 6th-round pick that's getting it done, incredible.
Weston, hey, get some good sleep, my buddy. Congratulations on the win. Herman will be in here in a couple minutes. This was just, hands down, this was my favorite ending to a game I've seen in a long time. That Brock Wright play, my God. I can't wait to rewatch this play 10 times over. I want to just rewatch. Like, that was, talk about ballsy plays the Lions have been in clutch times. Like last week to Penei Sewell, this one to Brock Wright. What in the hell?
It's incredible. It's incredible. He had everybody in that building. He had everybody in that stadium fooled. Jets fans, Lions fans, everybody on the Jets sidelines. Everybody, that defense completely thought we were running the ball. They just clogged up that O-line. They clogged it up. And Brock Wright just breaks free out in the open. Jared Goff, man, all he's got to do is not miss it. So those are the type of throws that you miss as a quarterback because he's so wide open. And he just hit him. And Brock just went untouched, man, all the way for 51. It was an incredible call. It's an incredible call. Ben Johnson's got balls of steel, man. So does Dan Campbell. And it's just, just a testament to what they bring to this team, man. This is what they're all about, man. They just surprise every week, man, for the last 7 weeks. It's incredible.
Khalif Raymond, someone just, Jordy just said this, and I've been saying Khalif Raymond is the most probably underrated player on this football team. All this dude does is get open, get the ball, and his touchdown on special teams, amazing. Khalif Raymond, man.
Yeah.
I love this guy. I love Khalif Raymond. This dude is like 5'2", but I love all 5'2" of this guy. This guy's amazing. What do you think, Khalif, man?
Well, he's a baller, man.
He's becoming one of my favorite players. If he keeps this up, I may have to buy a Raymond jersey.
I know, eh? Well, you talked about it earlier, Mike. Like, you talked about this earlier. You were like, that defense is so good. That's a really good secondary.
Yeah.
That's one of the top secondaries in the NFL. So whoever Gardner was on, the Gardner was I think he was on Shark and Reynolds, it seemed like, because Reynolds didn't catch a ball.
No, he's probably,
ball.
going back 14 too.
Going back and forth there. I think he was mostly on Shark, though, from what I can remember. I could be wrong, though. But the guys, like you said, like the Raymond stepped up. Brock Wright steps up big. Those type of guys. James Mitchell with 2 catches, some running back catches. Those are the type of guys that had to step up today to win this football game, and we saw it, man. Brock Wright, an undrafted free agent out of Notre Dame, a Brad Holmes pick, one of the big picks, man, who stepped in for T.J. Hutchinson last year, became a starter this year, after Hutchinson left. So he's a really good football player, and he showed, man, that he's got a lot of value to this football team, man, and it's exciting.
Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Romeo showed up today, 2 sacks. I'm so happy for him coming back from injury. Perfect time to come back from. Romeo, I feel like I want to be Juliet right now, okay, with Romeo. I feel like I want to be Juliet. Thank you so much, Romeo Akwara. You're making me fall in love with you, man. What do you think about Romeo Akwara, 2 sacks, disruptive, defensive line? The defensive line was pretty good. I mean, you got Kaminsky there. Man. You got McNeil. You got Aidan. You got Romeo. You got McMahon Houston. What do you think about Romeo?
It's good to have the big fella back, man. He was, like you said, he was disruptive all day. Not only did he just get 2 sacks, he was getting into Zach Wilson's face. He was beating his soul. It seemed like pretty much all day he was just causing problems. It's nice to have that pass rush back. So good to see Romeo back, man. This D-line is playing lights out. John Kaminsky, can't say enough about him either. Houston. McNeil made a couple stops in the run game. So, man, it's just good football right now, man. And it's really nice to see Romeo back because we have a legit pass rush now, I think, man. It's starting to become a legitimate pass rush. So good to see Romeo back in the mix, man. I love it.
Yeah, 100%. I love what I see there. Like you said, the pass rush should start. Man, we got a top 5 draft pick. If you have a chance to bring Jalen Carter on this defensive line, look out. Oh. Look out. Because you're looking at 2014 defensive line. That's what you're looking at. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah. Yeah, you're looking at a killer. Yeah, man. Like, you're looking at a killer D-line, man. We can get a Jalen Carter, and he could slip to the 4th overall pick if we stay there. We got to make sure the Rams, well, not we, but teams have to make sure the Rams lose out, man, because I think who they play this week, Green Bay. Go Green Bay, man. I hate saying it, but go Green Bay. And if we could stay at 100%. 4 or even get up to 3 somehow, even better, man. A Jalen Carter mixed up with him, Aleem McNeil, Jalen Carter, Hutchinson, then Houston on the other end, maybe Charles Harris. Jeez, Louise. It's going to – that D-line's going to be –
They're all young.
And they're all young. Kaminsky. Don't forget about Kaminsky. We can't leave out our boy either, man.
Pick him up off
a dog.
waivers.
And so it's unbelievable, man. 8 teams wanted that guy, bro. 8 teams wanted John Kaminsky. I remember making a video about that.
Yes,
saying,
we all did. Yes.
John Kaminsky. Yeah, we all did, man. And everyone's like, who's this guy? Who's John Kaminsky? I'm like, I'm telling you, bro. He was misused in Atlanta. He was misused. Charles Davis even said it in the game. He's like, he felt he was misused at Atlanta. He loved being there, though, but he thought he should have been playing a little more outside. The lines have kind of bounced him inside and outside. He had a beautiful pass rush today. Bull rushed the guard. He was actually inside and had a huge sack at the end of the game. So Kaminsky's been a dog, man. So it's just Brad Holmes. Credit to Brad Holmes. We can't give this man enough credit. He is putting together a squad, Mike. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch, man. Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Someone said Pascal was going to talk about him earlier. Pascal, yeah, he's going to be in the mix as well. He's slowly implement. That's what they're doing with the rookies. They're slowly implementing them in, and that's perfectly fine. You know, it's worked out really well. And Levi, to me, I don't know if he even comes back, but if he does, great. If not, great. I think we've set ourselves up to the point where if he does come back, it's a plus, right? But I'm not counting on anything. It's just more of a plus. But right now, Brad Holmes, he gets an A plus grade. Let me know in the comment section, what grade do you give Brad Holmes? Like I said, I give him A plus to the 10th square. All right? This is insane. You got Jerry Jacobs, undrafted, interception. You got the commish coming in here. You got James Houston, Aidan Hutchinson. You got Kirby Joseph. Now, he didn't blow up in this game, but he has so far this year. He's done a really good job. Malcolm Rodriguez, start linebacker in the interior. Like, this is just ridiculous, man. Mark?
It's crazy, yeah. Sorry, Mike. Like, it was just glitching a little bit right there for me.
It
was glitching. It literally froze. Yeah, man. Like all the kids are making plays, man, and we can't ask for anything better, man. It's not just, it's not like these washed up veterans coming in looking for a check, man. It's kids.
Yeah.
It's kids on long-term contracts, 3, 4, 2 years, even with James Houston. Man, it's just guys that are going to be here, and it's fun to watch, man. Especially when it's young guys, man. When it's the young guys making plays, you got a nucleus,
that means
man.
Your team's going to be good for a while. It means this is not going to be a one-year
for a while,
thing.
Bro.
This is not the Rams team where they put all in and you're done next year. Nope, you're sitting back and all these guys are rookies. They're a young football team. Everything's working out good right now. Like that's what you want to see. That's what you would want to see. Someone said in there Goff was off today. He was off, but there was one thing he wasn't off.
That's okay.
When it counted. That's the only thing that matters. I don't care if he had 450 yards, 5 touchdowns, and we lose the game. Don't care. I will take it when it counted, 4th and inches. You convert it. You score it on a touchdown when you need to. That's the stat I care about. Wins in losses. And when it was on the line, he got it done. And John Kaminsky, by the way. John Kaminsky with a huge reception, 50 yards for a touchdown. Unbelievable. When it counted, you got it. That's what it matters. Stats aren't everything, and that's the type of stuff I like seeing. That's what I like seeing. Coaches are getting better, too. Yeah, what's up, Q? What's up in the building? Herm will be on in a minute. Once he gets on, I can't wait to hear what he's got to say in this bad boy. Mark, what do you think the odds are the Lions go now to the Carolina Panthers and win? I think it's pretty high.
I think it's high, man. I think you got to start. I'm not going to disrespect the Panthers or anything, but I think we got about a 70-75% chance to go beat them. Like we talked about, man. This team has won 6 out of the last 7 now, 6 out of 7 games, whatever it's called. We started 1-6, man. We're 7-7. We're 500. Panthers aren't playing good football.
1-6.
They lost today. It's incredible. It's incredible. And, I think we're going to go to Carolina. Carolina's kind of been an up and down team. They keep games close, though. They got a little bit of an offense. Sometimes they play some defense, but they unloaded McCaffrey. They unloaded a couple wide receivers. I thought they were going to pack it in. They're a team to just be careful with, but I think 70% chance of going there and beating them. I'm more worried about the end of the year with that Green Bay game. But right now, let's take that one game at a time. and go beat those Carolina Panthers, man. Let's get back in that room and let's go find out what we can do to those Panthers, man, because don't sleep on them a little bit.
240 in the building. We got 86 likes. Unacceptable, folks. When we were 7-7, we just won on the road. Smash that like button. Let's enjoy this. This is a massive victory Monday. This was the last two games were huge against the two hardest teams I thought on the schedule, and we win. Mm-hmm. And it gets easier. Now, like you said, Carolina is no slouch, 100%.
No.
But I think they're inferior to the Minnesota Vikings, and I think they're inferior to the New York Jets. I think they are. And it's not like it's going to be cold in North Carolina, okay? The Carolina Panthers, it's not going to be cold there, right? His team is an inferior team compared to the Jets. The Jets' top 5 defense, they're a good team, and they're fighting for the playoffs. They were fighting hard. This was a gritty game. This is the definition of grit. It ain't going to be pretty every single time, but we're going to keep fighting till the end. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. That's all you want to see, man. Hard hitting. Good God, they hit hard.
Some hits, bro. There were some hits in that game. I was like, woo-wee. That guy's getting back up, man. I'm like, holy. These guys were bringing it, man. 2 teams looking for a playoff push. You know, even though the Jets are 4th in the AFC East, they're in the hunt, man. They're still in the hunt. They need all kinds of help, but 2 teams that were playing hard, man, and, the Lions just upped that percentage a little bit higher. So, man, it's fun to watch right now, Mikey. It's just fun to watch.
Folks, if the Lions win next week, Seattle loses to the Kansas City Chiefs, who they play next, and the Giants or whoever loses this Sunday night game loses again next week, the Lions are in the playoffs. They'll be in the playoffs.
It's unreal. And Seattle's not playing that good football right now.
They're playing terrible, and they got to go against the Chiefs.
Yeah. The Chiefs won a close one today,
at Kansas City. Good luck.
Yeah. So, yeah. The Kansas City had a down game today, man. They almost got beat by Houston. So they'll be having their ears
Houston
pinned
almost
up.
Beat the Dallas Cowboys last week. I don't know what's going on with Houston. They're having a little bit of a renaissance there. They're trying to say we don't want Bryce.
They are.
Apparently.
Jags beat the Cowboys today, too.
Yeah, Jags beat the Cowboys. Shout out to them. Carolina did lose. So far, everything is working great. I do got to do my scouting report. I will do it tomorrow, and I'll give you an idea. You'll see the video on Wednesday, but I do it tomorrow. I'll give you an idea what I thought, like who's going to win the game with the score prediction. But preliminarily, I just screwed up that word. I have the Lions winning. Just FYI, by the way. FYI. So it's going to be Lions.
There's no point not to, Mike. There's no point not to not picking the Lions winning every
Dale
single
says
game
trap
now.
game.
There's no
Could
point.
be. I just
could be.
Absolutely could be. But I don't think that this team thinks that. I think they really do believe this is every game's a playoff game. Like they're playing like that.
Yeah. Like they're not playing like, like some people said earlier, Goff was off. The offense didn't really play well. And I kind of agree with the offense was a little bit down today. But like we said, they don't sit back and they don't take it like to where, oh man, it's not us so well. Basically what I'm trying to say. They're resilient. They fight. Yeah. They don't think that they're just going to get rolled over or, they don't go into a game thinking that they're going to like stomp out the Carolina Panthers. They're going to go into this game thinking, this is a playoff game, man. Every game is a playoff game. We saw what Dan Campbell
I think of a team thinking this is a give me game. This is a bye week. We don't have that mentality. I really do believe Dan Campbell told his guys weeks ago, every game's a playoff game. You got to go 1-0. And that's how they're playing. They're exactly playing like that. So I don't think they're going to be, what is this going to be, gimme game. I could say that, or you could say that. I'm not in the locker room. I'm not the one playing for them, but I do believe they are 100% like taking this team on like they're a threat. And that's how they've been playing. This is exactly how they've been playing.
All in.
Quintez Cephas, yes, right. He could be back by that game. Nice thing there. We broke a record, folks. 302 in the building, and Herm's about to be on here any minute. He'll jump in. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Records being broken left and right. Cephas he's off. He's in the 21-day window. He got put on that one.
Yeah.
21-day window. Well, I'm just saying, yeah, who cares, right? But we're getting healthy. That's what that means. Deshaun Elliott did go down in this game. A little bit of a concern. They said shoulder. He didn't come back in the game. That's a little bit of an issue. That is, because he's a real physical SOB. This guy likes to hit.
Yeah, he brings it.
So hopefully he can go on Sunday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
missing him's going to be big.
Yeah. But we're a physical team. Offensive line's got to be better with these penalties. That's the one thing they got to do. They got to reduce these penalties. I think there are some tic-tacs, but again, I do believe that there was problems as well. And that, holy crap, my video I did is killing it, right? We got Herm in the building. Herm.
Hey, what's good?
Herm. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What a game. Talk about it.
Well, you know what? This is a great win for the Lions. This is a game that was much needed. They were on the road. They have their playoff and postseason hopes still alive. The team is playing high-spirited. Jared Goff said it best when he was at the podium, and he said, you know what? The win wasn't pretty, but he'd rather do that than have, a victory that, have a loss that was, pretty, right? You take an ugly loss, an ugly win. I'm all over the place because, put it like this, at the end of it, instead of having a look like they had, they played, they did what they were supposed to do. They were working, they were running, they were getting it done. I mean, people are like, man, what is going on with this guy? But listen, I'm just excited. I just got off of a long phone call. Everyone asked me about the Lions. They said, is this team for real? This team is for real. They're learning how to win. And the way they're doing it is they're playing together. They're believing. Now, again, there were some questionable decisions. I think there was some play management, some field position management that I think people are going to question. But if you look at it overall, what a great win for this team, a confidence builder, and also, they're still alive.
The real one, legendary future Hall of Famer, Herman Moore, my boss as well. He's the great guy. On here, Herm, we broke records. We got 320 in the building right now. Record broken for Lions Nation Unite. It's amazing. It's amazing, what's taking place right now. You always talk about this, and I always agree with you. You said it's not always about the stats. It's what you do in crucial times. And 4th down inches, play action to Brock Wright for a touchdown. What did that mean to you, like when you had an opportunity to seal this game and you did it?
I was looking at this, and I know the Jets are going to go back and they're going to look at how did they get caught in such a poor defensive set that would allow a tight end to be that wide open, to have that much room, and to go unaccounted for. But the Lions are looking at it going, you know what, we did what was unpredictable. Yeah, you thought we were going to just say since it's 4th and inches, why not go for it? Why not try and see if they could, just get the first down? But to come out with such a brilliant play call that fooled everyone, it was outstanding. And then to have tight end take it all the way into the end zone for the touchdown, didn't see that coming. But it speaks, I think, volume in terms of what this team has looked like this year. We may not agree with everything that's being done. We may not agree with every call that's being made. And we definitely may not agree with the position that people think that each of these players are in, especially when they talk about certain positions. We may have disagreements on whether or not it's a strength or a weakness. But I will say this. They've set the tone. They have a mentality as a team that feels that they are going to be a playoff-bound team, not just 1 year, but multiple years. And I think they're ready to meet that challenge. And you got young players that aren't caught up with the history of what the Detroit Lions has been over the past decade or more. They're concerned with what team is assembled now and what are their opportunities to win.
Mark, question for Herm.
Yeah, the win was awesome. You win 20-17. The way they won it was really special. And you've been involved in some wins like this throughout your career. What does that bring to the locker room when you guys go into that locker room at the end, you come back, you can see Jared Goff on the sidelines. You can see guys hugging each other, high-fiving. Like, they're already a team that's already bought in. But what does that really bring inside that locker room?
Well, it brings confidence. It brings him even closer to being that guy that they depended on. We talked about it earlier, and I, again, on a previous conversation, I had mentioned they were looking for leadership. I think they found leadership definitely on the offensive side. The offensive linemen who have played well together, they went out and they played against a Jets defense that was one of the best in the league, and I thought they gave Jared Goff all kinds of time. That changes the mindset in that locker room because you have a leader. They have someone that they can look at and say, you know what? Here's a guy that we can go to war with. We can go and take to the field and win football games. They have players that you may shut down certain players offensively that they depend on. And then yet they have other people that can step up and make plays because it's unselfish. And then defensively, man, we talked about maybe they need to figure out a way to get better defensively on the interior line. They've gotten much better. They're getting pressure on the quarterback, and they're creating havoc. What does that do when you go into the locker room after a game like this? Beaming with confidence. I think right now they look down the stretch, they see the remaining games, they see that they're all winnable, and if they get a little help along the way and some of the other teams lose, especially you look at the Giants and the Redskins are playing each other, that's going to give them a boost unless it ends up in a tie. But that's going to put these guys that much closer to a potential opportunity, but they still got to do their part and win out.
Herm, we got 373 in the chat. Why do these people, now 381, why do all these people who are not subscribed should subscribe to this channel?
Well, they can come in and continue to hear me try and quote what Jared Goff said at the stands and get it wrong at the podium and get it wrong. But at the end, knowing that the Lions are a much better team, come here, get the exclusive content, come here and see that, we're all human, but we all love what is happening in Detroit. So you gotta subscribe. You got to continue to come out and show love for us, show love for those who are continuing to contribute content and continue to be a part of this channel. So great turnout today coming out to the channel and listening to all the after game and the post game comments and just participating in this. So it's always great to see that. That's why they need to be here. We're doing this every week. Every week, baby.
It don't stop. We just keep chugging along just like the Detroit Lions. We have a chance now with 3 games left. 3, Herb. Carolina Panthers on the road. Home, Chicago Bears. Then finally, the Green Bay Packers at Green Bay. Do you believe the Lions can make the playoffs?
I believe they can make the playoffs. They're still going to need a little help. Chicago, I don't think, if I had to look at one game that I'm a little concerned about is the Bears, and they play well against the Eagles, but I think coming inside of stadium and having the opportunity to be here with what I've seen offensively, the Lions have had problems with the quarterback that is able to get outside of the pocket. It just, for some reason, it extends the opportunity for the offense, the offensive opponent, and then defensively, I think the Lions are much better than what they were in the first matchup. Offensively, they're better. Defensively, they're better. Special team-wise, they're better. So it should be a winnable game, but the Lions are going to have to continue to play what I've seen over the last 5-6 weeks. They're playing really good mistake-free football. That is what's getting them over the hump. Yeah, they're having a couple things they still got to clean up. That's every game, no matter how well you play. But I think the Lions have an opportunity for the playoffs, but it's not going to be one of those win out and you're in. It's going to mean that there's got to be some losses along the way. But at the end, their blinders have to be kept on, and they have to continue to just play, and they got to win.
Folks, Herman Moore's on Cameo now, so if you want a shout-out, check out Cameo. He's on there, the legendary wide receiver. Just make sure, though, if you do something, make sure you have good breath. Even though they can't actually smell it when you're doing this thing, we all love to smell good breath, and that's an inside joke. It really is. Mark Oram, what do you got to say to Herm? Question for the man.
Like we said, it was a great win. Do you start to believe? Are you starting to believe in Jared Goff now, though? Like, do you think they really need to go get a quarterback now? Is he the guy for the future in the Detroit Lions now? Do you believe he is?
I will say this, and I still won't back away from this. Lions still are going to need a quarterback. You got to still have backup. You still have to have stability and have the future behind there. Can Jared Goff play another 5, 6, 10 years? Absolutely. But can Jared Goff also get hurt after one game? And then someone's got to step in and really be ready to go. I think the Lions need to still be looking at that, because when I'm looking at where they're potentially, not where they're weak, because Jared Goff is proven that he's an asset now and that he is the signal caller. He is a guy that can make plays. And, admittedly, we all have to start feeling more comfortable about him as a quarterback because he looks good in the pocket. The protection is there. The running game is there. The receivers are there. And I'm good there against any team in the NFL. However, I go, where could they potentially get stopped or hurt? Quarterback goes down. Quarterback goes down. Yeah. Now what? We've seen the best teams in the NFL, if they don't have a contingency plan. I'd rather pay a guy with the type of talent that they're developing, the young talent they have 100%. Here, that even if he sits for the next 2-3 years, he's that much further advanced than a rookie that you take 2 or 3 years from now, and your team is really ready to play, but you don't have an experienced signal caller. So I think that's something that warrants looking at. By no means is, again, never am I saying that that's a Jared Goff problem. I think he's playing the best football I've seen, even in some of his times he's played in L.A. He seems comfortable. But I look and say, where is this team able to be broken? And I see that as being one of those positions.
Let me know in the comment section, do you have the Detroit Lions making the playoffs? Why for yes and for no? Spam the comment sections with Y's and N's. I'm curious to see what you think. I have a feeling it's going to be overwhelmingly a bunch of Y's because that Kool-Aid is flowing. Why? Because all we do is win, baby. That's all we've been doing is win. So spam that comment section. We hit 500 people in the chat. Another record broken. Smash that like button. Let's get to 200 likes. What, 35 away? I think y'all can do it. I think you can do it. Lions victory, baby. Lions victory. Golf, we need no two quarterback. Bill Collier is a great subscriber. Shout out to him. Appreciate you. What do the Lions need to do on this week to get a win against the Carolina Panthers on the road?
And that's questions for me, right?
Yeah.
I will continue to play as best they can to keeping the penalties low, blown coverages, busted plays. Those are always things that you can control. If you take care of the things you can control first, that puts you in a greater chance of having success. The other one is, continuing to play with that up tempo offensively and defensively. This team works well when they have the balance of the run. It shows effectively how open the play action is. I love what they're doing with Amon-Ra St. Brown. When teams look like they're going to play certain coverages on him, they're moving him around. Allows him to be on the move versus being stationary, coming off the ball sometimes, because he is a seam player. He is someone who finds creases. He's a chain mover. Is he going to go out and get 40, 50-yard passes down the field right now? No. And that's what you have Reynolds for. That's what you have Raymond, and you also have Shark. And then now that Williams is back, and he actually looked like if that ball would have been underthrown, he would have still had a touchdown. So you continue to attack offensively. You continue to apply pressure and attack defensively, but you got to cut down on some of the other defensive calls that are leading to turnovers that keep some of these drives going. Other than that, Carolina, I just don't see them being a team that should get in the Lions' way. Now, we talk about teams not playing down to at early on. Teams get caught off guard. They play down to a certain caliber, what was perceived as the Detroit Lions. Now, the Lions can't play down to these opponents that they're going to be facing down the stretch, because the Lions are coming in most of those games, if not all, as the favorite. So how will they respond being the favorite team on the road and with so much at stake if they were able to win out, plus have maybe a loss or two from some other teams, important teams that are ahead of them in the hunt? This would give them a tremendous boost, I think, as a team.
Question you for Herm is my final question. Sauce Gardner, really good cornerback. Could you beat him? If you're in your prime, you going against Sauce Gardner, even right now, could you beat him?
I mean, you got to look at the guys I played against in my prime, man. That wouldn't even be a question that would be asked. I would say most of the ones I played against are Hall of Famers. So if Sauce is going to be that, then there would be a matchup in the competition. But I faced them, And so, no, I wouldn't bat an eye to that. And definitely I'm going to win my battles when I need to win my battles.
Final word, Mark?
That's just a receiver, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Oh, yeah, man, you'll be winning. You'll be winning. I do have one more question about the Goff that I kind of wanted to ask. Are you a little bit concerned about his home and road splits? He's a completely different quarterback at home. He's an assassin. He's a killer at home. He hasn't been quite that guy on the road. Like, I'm not taking away the win today. It was a big win for him. But to me, his road numbers are a little bit concerning to me. He just seems like a different quarterback. Do you notice that at all?
I don't notice it. I guess I would say if I wasn't as deep into this game as I am, I would say, yeah, you can kind of get that perception and you can look at it. But here's the thing that happens. There's got to be receivers winning at the line of scrimmage and off the ball. There's got to be right assignments being done by the offensive line, which there was protection today. I can't say that's been every road game. I also have to say, the signal caller, not signal caller, but the play caller from the coaching side, Ben Johnson,
Right.
How is he dialing it up now versus then? So there's all these things that go in that really don't show up in the efficiency or effectiveness of a quarterback or receiver or running back or whatever, because it's a team sport, and it's not where you just go out and you're running over hurdles or you're running a 100-yard 100-meter dash or something like that. It's a little different. So I think he can play better, but I think they can also be more effective in making sure that when he is on the road, if you notice those are things that are hampering this team or hampering his ability to be effective, you gotta put him in a position to win, and the players have to win on the outside and inside as far as the line goes. So, and he's got to step up. So that's not making an excuse for him, but the concern would always be you typically play better at home than you do on the road for the most part, and that's pretty much any player, any team, because you're more familiar with the circumstances and the atmosphere.
I appreciate everybody hanging out. This is a great post-game show. Great win for our Detroit Lions, 7-7. Get ready Tuesday. Next show, we're going to be previewing the Lions and Panthers. Oh, my. And it's going to be a good one, folks. With that said, I'll leave you with the greatest words ever spoken. Adios. Let's go Lions, baby.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve it now.